If you are a solopreneur or a business owner looking to scale, then you've come exactly to the right place. It's all about making the best investments in your people, technology, and those processes that you need for your business. But first, let's remind ourselves that businesses don't just run on technology alone. Sure, loads of businesses just feel like they're just all technology, but right now this is not about just technology. We need to focus away and not make those decisions. So, for the first thing to look at is, think of it this way. Technology wouldn't exist without people. To train a dog, for example, it's better to train the dog owner first. So let's not try and just jump into irrational technology decisions. Do you feel like you have those moments where you see a new shiny piece of technology, or you see an all-singing, dancing piece of software, and you just have to have it? Well, I ask you today to hold back on that urge and just look at your tech strategy for now. So for a moment, there are 3 ingredients that we need to look at for any business, that make up any business. And it's the best people, tools, and processes for your business. That is really what makes up a business, provided obviously you've got customers and money coming in, that kind of thing. The main thing is the people, tools, and the processes. Not only that, it's about the best people, tools, and processes and bringing them in at the right time. We will cover that more in a later session, but for today, this is the focus area. So taking each one, people, without people, there's no knowledge in your business. You need to select the right people. So for example, please, like a recent customer I spoke to, do not ask your research analyst to be your project manager. This is just a great example of just don't do that. Second, processes. This is really your DNA. This is what makes your business unique. And this is what glues everything together. Importantly, this is where you delight your customers. Thirdly, tools. So, tools are really just your technology. Let's not get hung up on the technology. Let's select the right tools for the job. But what we don't want is we don't want to take a penknife, for example, where the screwdriver just doesn't quite work. It's because the penknife is trying to be too many things. Or old school, where that all-in-one printer, scanner, faxer, and the scanner breaks and you lose that whole machine. So these are the 3 key aspects that we need to look at. And if you're starting out and you want to set a good foundation for growth and set up correctly for scale, then these are the 3 areas you want to look at. More importantly, how are you going to identify and put that tech strategy together? So how can you put a simple plan together? We need to look at 2 main areas. Firstly, by internally looking at your business, everything in it. So we're again talking about those people, tools, and processes. And secondly, externally, how does your customer see you and your business? And how can you provide a better service? For today, though, we're only going to look internally. We'll leave externally for a future episode. So when looking internally, your aim is now to build that tech strategy in under a day. And sure, it will be simple, but it'll be a good start. And most likely, if you don't already have something in place, this is a great start. So here goes, and what you need ready to get yourself ready. So it's a 5-step process. Step 1, select somebody who you trust, somebody who's not in your business. Select somebody who takes good notes, is a good listener. Get creative. It could be your mentor, it could be a supplier, it could be, a trusted advisor, it could even be a customer. Ask somebody to spend some time with your team, one-on-one, anonymously. So that's the first step. Secondly, you need to set up those interviews with those members of your team. Now, that could be, if you're a single solopreneur, that could just be you getting some advice one-on-one, or listening and responding to those interview questions. Or if you are a 5 to 10 business company, then potentially you could interview almost everyone in your company. If you're greater than 10, of course, at this point, I would suggest that you look at 50 to 80% of the people and trying to do some interviews. Now, the great thing about interviews is that people already have the answers. They're in your business, they're experiencing it every day, they're experiencing the challenges, they're experiencing what's working, what's not working. So with this trusted advisor, with your team, now start asking the following 3 questions. Number 1, ask that person what is their biggest challenge. Then ask them how would they do that differently. And thirdly, ask them what is holding them back. Repeat this until people run out of ideas. Now, this should take about 20 to 30 minutes per person and will be well spent time. So again, ask what is their biggest challenge, how would they do things differently, and what's holding them back. Repeat this until they run out of ideas. Now, fourthly, and a reminder, don't get stuck in the technology. Just look for patterns where processes are looking complex, maybe they're broken, maybe there's knowledge lacking, people are focused on the wrong things, maybe they're overloaded. So look again at your technology, people and processes and see where the patterns exist. And then finally, create that short list, collate all that information and create a common list and rank that in importance. Now, this might sound fairly straightforward, but if you just jump in, it's not going to work. Take the time, spend the time with your people, get that person to run through those questions anonymously, create the right environment for people to share and understand and listen to what they're saying. You now have a start of a scale-up plan or a tech plan. Now, this is just the start and it is just a simple plan. It's not something uber complex or perfect, but especially if you don't have something in place already, this is a great place to start. So in no time, you will see improvement. Take one item from your list, prioritize from the top down, and start implementing every week something or every 2 weeks. And you don't have to complete it. Just think of one thing that you're going to do differently in that week. Importantly, during this period, do not please and resist the urge to buy any new software. Just make the changes to your people and processes first and potentially tweak your existing technology if it makes sense. But don't invest in new technology. We don't want to make those costly mistakes. We don't want to be that business that gets that piece of software and then you regret it and you crash and burn, or you take a one year license out and you're well, I need this for a whole year. Even with SaaS products, we're seeing that now where people sell the SaaS product at a cheaper rate for the whole year. Don't get sucked in. First, understand your business, understand where you can make the best investment possible first. Now, I appreciate that you may not know all the answers, but if you do this process, you will get a better idea. You will understand your business a bit better, and you'll be one step closer to making the right technology decisions. To guide you guys through the next steps for your technology decisions, I ask you if you would like further support and you'd like to continue into the podcast, etc. Please, if you're a replay listener, please read the show notes on the podcast. If you're a live stream listener, this will be posted on Facebook after this call. And basically have a look at the Facebook group that's running there and ask your burning questions directly in the Facebook group. If you can't find that, feel free to send me a message, and I would love to hear your story. I'd love to know what your challenges are, where you're thinking about scaling your business. Most importantly, where you feel things are holding you back. So thanks for listening. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to speaking with you on my next episode. Thanks again. Cheers for now.